It amazes me again and again how strong the assumption seems to be in this country that everyone must have a college degree, and that without such a degree, you are almost considered a second-class person. Having taught at colleges and universities for close to 20 years, I can tell you firsthand, and I will stand with this opinion at all times, that there is hardly a greater ripoff than most colleges. That there is hardly a worse deal that you can get for your hard-earned money than the average, even so-called Christian or even so-called Reformed college or university. Let me explain why there even are so-called institutions of higher learning or colleges or universities, and why you are being pressured all the time to send your children there. They pressure you by making you believe that without college education you are basically worthless and not allowed to think for yourself. They create beautiful campuses. This was the strangest thing for me coming to this country. That the college campuses look like Disneylands more than places of learning. They create these beautiful campuses with lots of entertainment, places that look more like vacation resorts than places of learning and hard work. And Hollywood, for decades, has been producing all these wonderful movies that present the college years at the best years of one's life. And suddenly it's not college anymore, but it becomes the college experience. It's the college experience. You have to have it or you haven't lived. And all of it just to brainwash the next generation into an anti-Christian worldview uniformity. That's the hard truth. And the vast majority of Christians buy it. And they even risk financial ruin. And they send their precious children to these places of brainwashing and manipulation. And then they're all surprised when their children have been gaslighted massively and have spiritually drowned in this great college experience. I've seen case after case after case where children of conservative Christian and conservative Reformed homes were sent to college, their parents thinking they're in good hands, and they come back as rebels, as anti-Christian rebels, being turned firmly against their own parents. Case after case after case, but you cannot mention it because these are our universities. Well, I don't know about you, but they're not mine. For the same reasons, there are public schools all over the world and governments who would love nothing more than public education, government-run education to be compulsory for every child. It's not because they're so interested in your well-being. It's not that they're so interested in your children doing well. It is because it is the best opportunity to brainwash generations to come into their anti-Christian mindsets. And all this because they want to synchronize all of society into their thinking, to mold the next generation's worldview while they're still young and impressionable. And how impressionable they are. I dare say that most of the problems on a human level that we see in our streets right now is the educational sector, who has firmly brainwashed the next generation. You have no idea how impressionable they are. They would believe anything if the professor is just nice and winsome. They are told they are smart and they need to be discerning. But they also tell them what discerning means and what to believe when you are discerning. And we are presently losing a whole generation of our children to these liars in their ivory towers. And we've made peace with that because you don't touch those. They're our colleges. Yes, they were, maybe, at some point. Going back to seminaries. Often seminaries turn out clones of their professors, who are not very qualified often to do pastoral work since they were trained by academics who never were pastors and not by actual pastors who actually do what they teach. And that's why there is so little real preaching in our pulpits. But so many glorified Bible studies and academic lectures, anemic and dead.